We all love a cozy drink in the fall. I especially love to have my own cozy drinks right at home. Yes, it's fun going to a store and buying them, but when you can make them at home, it can be an extra special gift when you have someone over. Three of my favorite drinks in the fall are spiced apple cider, warm Earl Grey steamer, and of course a deliciously spiced pumpkin latte. You can't go wrong with any of these drinks, and they are so different and unique each on their own, and yet together they all have the same great flavors of fall. I always know fall's coming when fresh apple cider starts showing up in the stores. I love to buy a local orchard's fresh apple cider as soon as I see it, and one of my favorite ways, other than just drinking it straight from the jug, is to make this warm, spiced apple cider. It's so simple, and it's so much better than any mix that you buy. Just place some of the fresh apple cider right into a kettle that you can put on the stove. I'm making this just for one person, so I'm just using a small amount, but you can of course make any amount you want. To this, all you need to do is add some whole allspice berries and a small cinnamon stick, and just a little bit of sugar. You can of course adjust the sugar and spices to meet your specific likes. Place that on the stove and let it come to a simmer, and simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure that the cinnamon stick and berries release all their flavors. Once it's simmered, just give it a little bit of a whisk to make sure all the sugar's dissolved, and then pour it right into a glass through a strainer just to remove those berries and cinnamon. Garnishing a drink just kind of is an extra special treat. I love to make these quick and simple apple chips for this drink. They are actually extremely good to eat on their own, but when added to this drink, they have a special flair. Slice thinly one apple. I like to use a mandolin for this because it's the simplest way to make this thin of slice, but if you have great knife skills, good for you, and go for it. Place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet and just sprinkle them with some sugar and cinnamon. Make sure to turn them over and sprinkle both sides with the sugar and cinnamon. Place them in a low, about 225-degree oven, and it will take about 1.5 to 2 hours for them to really crispen. And about halfway through, you want to make sure to flip them over so both sides are evenly dry. Once that's done, just take them out, let them cool, and they are a great chip and the perfect garnish for this drink. A steamer is something that you don't often think about when you're going to a coffee shop, but every time I have one, I think, why don't I have this more often? And at home, they're even more simple to make. All you need is milk, tea, and a little bit of flavoring. Place your milk into a kettle. You can do this in the microwave too if you want. It's just as simple for me to use the stove. Place it on the stove and let it come to a simmer. You just want to make sure it starts to steam around the edges. Once it does, place a good quality Earl Grey tea bag right inside of it and let it steep. Earl Grey is one of those special teas that has a unique flavor and is really delicious when added with this flavoring. Let it steep for about 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure all the tea releases its flavorings. Take the tea bag out and pour this right into your cup. To finish this, I like to add one of my favorite syrups, which is an English Toffee syrup. You can of course just use a simple syrup of sugar and water if that's what you like, or vanilla syrup would work really well too. That's all there is to an Earl Grey steamer. Now you're going to wonder why you don't make these all the time. Thankfully you can. We all know we're excited when we see pumpkin lattes in the coffee shops. We kind of are out on pumpkin craze, it seems like right now, and I'm totally okay with that because fall and pumpkin, well, they're just perfect. But I like to make my own pumpkin latte at home. It's completely different than any one that you would buy, so be prepared for it to taste, and the consistency is completely different. But it is delicious. To start, just make sure that you've watched the pumpkin butter recipe that I have. It is so simple and so quick, and this is the perfect way to use it. If you're not used to making espresso at home, I have a simple, easy espresso maker. But You can use an extra strong coffee too. Just brew it extremely strong and use a small amount to your liking. Take a little bit of the pumpkin butter and a shot of espresso and put it in a small glass and whisk it together until it's completely incorporated. Next, you want to add on your steamed milk. This is just bringing it to a simmer either on the stove or in the microwave. And then we're going to froth the milk just to finish it off on top. I use one of these home frothers. You can find them in any store. They're relatively inexpensive. If you have your own way of frothing your milk, use it. Any way will do. Put a little bit of froth on top and finish it off with a sprinkling of cinnamon. This is already smelling amazing, and I think once you try it, you will be amazed at how the real pumpkin flavor really comes through, which is something you don't think about when you buy a pumpkin latte. These drinks are my favorite all fall long. You can have people over and serve these, and they are going to think they are in the most amazing coffee shop, but they're simple enough that you can make them every day on your own. Enjoy these all fall long. Thanks for watching this video. To see more videos that you might enjoy, click over here, or click down here and subscribe to our channel to see all the great new videos we come out with each week. Can't wait to see you again.